Imagine a world without wheels. No cars, no bicycles, no suitcases with those satisfying little rollers clicking across airport floors. No office chairs spinning dramatically when you quit your job and try to leave with dignity. Just dragging everything. Your furniture, your crops, your tools, your supplies, your pride. Welcome to around 4000 BCE. This is not the story of a king or a battle or a lost empire buried under sand. This is the story of a circle, a quiet circle, a patient circle. The wheel. Before the wheel, humans had two reliable transportation technologies: legs and complaining. Mostly complaining. Early humans were strong, exceptionally strong. But strength does not cancel exhaustion. Around 10,000 BCE, agriculture began, and agriculture changed everything. Farming meant staying in one place. Staying meant building storage. Storage meant accumulation. Accumulation meant moving things, and moving things was awful. If you harvested grain, you dragged it. If you cut timber, you dragged it. If you built with stone, you dragged that too. People used sledges, flat wooden platforms scraping across the ground. It worked. Slowly. Painfully. Friction was humanity's greatest enemy, and friction never negotiates. At some point, a very tired human probably stared at the ground and said, "What if we put round logs underneath?" And that was brilliant. Sort of. Because logs roll, but logs also escape. You push forward a few meters. The log behind you quietly resigns from the project. You walk back. You reposition it. You continue. Civilization progressed, but with visible irritation. Then we arrive in Mesopotamia around 3500 BCE, the land between the rivers, modern-day Iraq, the home of the Sumerians. If you ever wonder who invented something in early civilization, there is a suspiciously high chance it was them. Writing? Them. Cities? Them. Complex irrigation systems? Them. Beer? Also them. Respect. And pottery. Before transportation wheels, there was the potter's wheel. Early potters used a slow platform called a turnet. You push it slightly. It turns. You shape the clay. It stops. You push again. Repeat. Functional, but inefficient. Until someone had a dangerous thought. What if it kept spinning, and suddenly, rotation became smooth, continuous, controlled? At the center of this spinning platform was something small but revolutionary: the axle. Without an axle, a wheel is just a confused disc lying on the ground. With an axle, you unlock controlled motion. You unlock balance. You unlock mechanical advantage. Humans had discovered something subtle but powerful. It is easier to rotate something around a fixed point than to drag it through resistance. Soon after, solid wooden wheels appear. Thick, heavy discs carved from joined planks. Not elegant, not light, but effective. The oldest surviving example was found in what is now Slovenia, dated to about 3200 BCE, carefully engineered from ash wood and oak. This was not primitive chaos. This was snilled carpentry. Still, the first versions probably failed spectacularly. Wheel slips off, axle cracks, cart tilts. Ox refuses to cooperate. Someone absolutely tried a square wheel first. Confidence is powerful. Physics is more powerful. The wheel feels obvious to us now, but it wasn't obvious at all. Because nature doesn't use wheels. There are no wheeled mammals, no rotating wolves, no detachable circular turtles. Evolution never paused and said, "You know what this animal needs? 4 removable spinning discs." The wheel requires smooth surfaces, precise shaping, stable axles, structural support. Hunter-gatherers didn't need it. They moved frequently. They owned little. They optimized for portability. The wheel wasn't invented simply because humans were clever. It was invented because humans began owning too much stuff. Once settlements grew, storage increased. Once storage increased, weight increased. And once weight increased, backs began to protest. Then something beautiful happened. The wheel met the axle in transportation, and friction lost. Early carts appear in Mesopotamia around 3500 BCE. Clay tablets depict wheeled vehicles pulled by animals. Soon, oxen were attached. For the first time in history, a human looked at a heavy object and thought, "That is no longer my problem." Trade expanded, construction accelerated, agriculture scaled, distance shrank. Entire economies began to roll, literally. From Mesopotamia, the wheel spread across Europe and Asia. Archaeologists have found evidence in Poland, Germany, the Caucasus, and the Indus Valley. In the Indus Valley civilization, toy carts with wheels have been discovered, which means that 4,000 years ago, a child probably pushed a tiny wooden cart across the ground and whispered, "Vroom." Human nature has remarkable consistency. Not every civilization adopted wheeled transport immediately. In the Americas, large wheeled vehicles never became widespread. Not because of intelligence, but because there were no large draft animals like oxen or horses to pull them. The wheel is impressive, but if you are still the one dragging it, its magic fades quickly. Early wheels were solid wooden discs, heavy, durable, slow. Then around 2000 BCE, someone removed material while keeping strength. Spoked wheels, lighter, faster, more efficient. Chariots emerged. Mobility became strategy. Speed became dominance. Armies that could move faster often won faster. If you have ever been aggressively overtaken in traffic, you understand ancient military evolution. But the wheel did not stop at transport. It inspired gears, water mills, mechanical clocks, rotational systems that measured time itself. Centuries later, that same principle powered steam engines, automobiles, trains, airplanes, turbines, factories, hard drives, and even the humble pizza cutter. The wheel became mechanical language. It also became symbolic. Cycles of life, cycles of history, fortune turning. We speak of the wheel of fate. We do not speak of the triangle of fate. That would be deeply unsettling. There is a quiet irony in all of this. The potter's wheel came first. Transportation came second. Humanity perfected spinning clay before efficiently moving furniture. Priorities. And perhaps even more beautiful is this: the wheel was not invented only once. It appeared independently in multiple regions of the world. Different cultures, different minds, different landscapes. More than one human, separated by geography and language, stared at something round and thought, "Wait." That moment, that quiet pause of realization, may be one of the most powerful forces in history. Today, wheels are everywhere. Car wheels, bike wheels, roller skates, office chairs, airplane landing gear, hard drive platters, industrial turbines. You are surrounded by controlled rotation. And yet, parallel parking remains undefeated. 4,000 years of mechanical progress, still humbled by geometry. The wheel was not dramatic. No lightning bolt split the sky. No king declared, "Let there be circles." It was simple. A wooden disc, a carved axle, a patient ox, and slowly, almost quietly, civilization accelerated. The wheel did not shout. It rolled. It moved goods. It moved distance. It moved power. It moved possibility. It turned friction into freedom. And somewhere in ancient Mesopotamia, a tired farmer watched his ox pull a cart that would have broken his back just a generation earlier. He watched it roll, and he whispered, "Finally." And that was the moment humanity rolled forward,